South Africa and Netherlands are playing tomorrow. South Africa's played 2. Netherlands have played 2 as well. So they're going to be playing tomorrow. That game is going to be happening in Dharamsala. Dooley, were you up in Dharamsala?
I was, yeah.
Was that outfield as horrible as it has been reported?
It was awful. It really was bad. And look, it's not their fault. I know the change of seasons makes it very, very difficult. They had to relay it all, and it just hasn't bedded in. It just hasn't. The grass hasn't grown through, and because of the cold temperatures, they haven't been able to grow the grass, and it hasn't bedded in. So what you didn't see from England in that first game, you don't see any sliding.
Good.
So you won't see any sort of what David Warner did today. I mean, he dug a trench in that outfield today, didn't he? After taking that catch and his knee got a bit caught. You won't see any of that.
Yeah.
If you're going to dive, it's the old traditional dive way back in my day where you just dive full length. But you don't do that slide on your knee and try and pick it up. It is a non-negotiable because you will do yourself an injury. But the surface, the pitch itself has been a cracker. Been a really good pitch. So, look, it's a lovely ground. I feel for them with the outfield. Hopefully, it's improving by the day.
Yeah, South Africa, of course, has been in rip-roaring form. All their batters have been in form. Let's have a look at their team and see if they'd make any changes. I really doubt they'd make any changes. They look settled, Joy. What would you do, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's Dharamshala, so maybe they, instead of Shamsi, play Gerard Coetzee, what they did in the first game, saying we want one more quick option and maybe just one spinner.
That's the only thing I would do. I'd definitely not play a second spinner out here. I'd go with it's a relatively small ground, altitude, ball flies, just get another good fast bowler in.
Yeah, you think you do that? Because Shamsi, you're playing Netherlands, right? Who have not played too much top flight wrist spin, right, in their lead up. So Shamsi could do well irrespective of the surface.
Who's your best bowler? Is Shamsi better than Coetzee? I would say yes. I just pick my best bowlers. And I'm in favour of that. I know it's a small ground, I know the ball flies, but it flies just as much off the seamers as it does off the spinners, to be honest. So I would stick with what they did, what worked for them. Shamsi is the sort of player that the more he plays, the more he gets into the tournament, the better off he'll be. He needs overs under his belt. And if they think that he's going to be a factor come the back end of the tournament, I think he's got to continue to play.
I think there's also a relevant point out there which he's just made, that associate sides, the sides who don't play top class cricket, are not going to be used to seeing a bowler of his type.
Yeah, true. They haven't played too much of that. Would you, but one more thing, I mean, I know, in T20 cricket, yes, Netherlands, can shock South Africa. This is 50 over cricket. You're backing South Africa, as I said, 6 days a week and twice on Sundays. Would you then give some of the people on your bench? You've got only 2 people on your bench. I think Feklukwayo and Reza Hendricks are 2 who haven't got a game. Sorry, he's also Lizard Williams. How you say his name? Would you perhaps rest one of your quicks and say, okay, Feklukwayo, you can get a game in. Maybe one of the batters, maybe Rassie van der Dusen can say Reza Hendricks can play. Would you do that, or would you just not? It's no point.
The batters will want to play. There's no doubt to me that the batters will want to play. If there was any little niggle, any little injury concern, a great time to rest a bowler. But only then. There's enough space between these games. So the only time I would rest anyone at the moment would be for a little injury concern. And South Africa can't afford to fall off the radar. They're on the rise. They are playing great cricket. They can't afford to slip up or to make any mistakes for the sake of making a mistake. I don't think so. Unless there's a niggle of any sort or a little injury, I wouldn't be replacing any of those bowlers.
Okay, let's have a look at the Netherlands team and see if they'd make any changes there. Who have you got? Of course, Joy will tell us about this, because Joy, you presented a show the other day.
Yeah, no, I would say Van Beek will come in. I think he was, I think the last match he
was injured, So they thought he might be out for 2 or 3 games. So if he's fit, he would definitely bolt back in. He'd definitely
walk in.
Yeah.
But there's nobody on the bench who's just as good as anyone out here, because Shariz and I would say Zulfikar are quite far from making the first. And I mean, Wesley Baresi, great story. Spent a lot of time, played under-19 cricket for South Africa. But I mean, for him, it'll be a great thing playing back against
some of his buddies, perhaps.
Yeah. I think he's going to go and meet them in the dressing room, but I think the odds of him playing the game, unless they want to give him a game, the odds are.
I don't see it. I mean, Ryan Klein would be the guy that would miss out if Van Beek came back in. And he, Logan Van Beek's the guy that basically, along with Buster Later, got them to this tournament. when that super over against the West Indies. So they would desperately love to have him back. He's a big part of their team with bat and with ball and in the field. He's an absolute jet. He's a gun. You'll know you know the Logan Van Beek sort of story, family history? He is Well, he is the grandson of a guy called Sam Gillan, who played for the West Indies and toured New Zealand in 1956.
That's right. Wow.
And never left.
Yeah.
Sam Gillan and Bruce Parado, I think it was, Bruce Parado also toured New Zealand with the West Indies side in 1956, and they both stayed and didn't leave. And so Logan Van Beek's...
I now remember.
Yeah, Sam's daughter is married to Logan Van Beek's dad.
Yeah.
Great basketball family as well. Could have been a national basketballer, genuine athlete, but he's got a real cricketing pedigree in the family as well.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
The professor.
I'm nerding out with the two of you, man.
No, I've just taken my cap off, given it to I'm the sham man, the real man's here.